Hello, good day, welcome back again. Today for our teaching and learning, we'll be having civic education and the topic is federal government. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the concept of federal government, list the duties of federal government, and explain the problems, then suggest solutions. They will have problems, then how can you propose solutions to them? Now before that, we've known that we have three levels of government, which is the federal, the state, and the local government. The federal, the state, and the local government. Now, the federal government is the first. That is why we are talking about it first. The federal government is the first level of government. It is the what? First level of government. It is in charge of running the entire country. The state government cannot run the entire country. It is only in the state levels, like in Anambra State, we have the person in charge. In Enugu State, in Ebonyi, in Akwa Ibom. So the state government cannot run the entire country. It is only the federal government that has the right to run the entire country. So the federal government now is made up of three arms. What did I say? The federal government is made up of three arms. And they are the executive, legislative, and the judiciary. So these are the three arms of the federal government. The three arms of the federal government. But at the federal level, the person that heads the government is the president. The president is the one that heads the federal government. The president heads the what? Federal government. And we have our president. Can you see his picture? His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari. His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is his picture. So he's the one that heads the what? The federal government. So he runs the entire what? Country. He runs the entire country. So the state government and the local government is under him. Do you understand? Now, the president is the head of state. As I said, is the chief executive of the federation and also the commander-in-chief, as it is written here. Commander-in-chief of the what? Armed forces. Now, before the president takes the position, he is elected. That is why we conduct election in order to vote to choose our leader. So before he takes the position of the president, he must be elected, and he's permitted to hold the office for 4 years. And after some time, he can be changed. If the election is conducted and he doesn't win the election, another person can do what? Take over. So he's only permitted to at least rule for 8 years. But the first tenure must be what? 4 years. The first tenure is to hold this office is for 4 years, while the second one is for another 4 years, making it up to 8 years. But at 4 years, he can be changed if election is conducted and he doesn't win the position for that. Now, we have the coat of arms, which have our motto, which is unity, faith, peace, and progress. Unity, faith, peace, and progress. Now we have the members of the Federal Executive Council. Who are the people we can find in the federal government? The people we can find in the federal government, we have the president, the vice president, we have the ministers, we have the secretary to the federal government, and then we have the special assistant. These are the members of federal government. The people we find under the federal government. Number one is the president, which we have seen his picture. Number two is the vice president. Number three is the ministers. Vice president is only one person. Another one is the minister, which we can have minister of health, minister of water and transport, minister of many other things we have in the country. We have the people that oversee them. Then we have the secretary. We have secretary to the education, secretary to minister of education. All of them, they work under them. Then we have special assistant. We have special assistant to minister of information, or special assistant to ministry of works. All of them are what? Under the federal government. Now, what are the duties of the federal government? The federal government protects its country against external forces or external attacks. There will be a time, there might be a time they will say there is war, but we are not praying for that. Okay? And then it is the duty of the federal government to protect his citizens. It is the duty of the federal government to do what? Protect his citizens by getting those in charge, the armed forces, the soldiers, all the security agents, to look away and get solutions to protect his citizens from external attack. Number two, they provide security. How do they provide security? By getting the police, the Navy, the Army, the Air Force. Then number three, they provide health care delivery centers. We have the health care delivery centers like the hospital and the health centers. Then number four, they make laws which govern the society. He can just come like the president and say, today we don't want people to go out from so time, maybe from 12 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. There should be no movement. So they are the ones who do what? Give out the laws that govern the society. Then number five, they use the natural resources, those resources made by God, natural things made by God, in order to empower the state. Remember, the people under the state government and the local government, they are looking up to the what? Federal government. But the local government cannot just rush to the federal government. No, it has to go through the state government. So the federal government have to make use of the natural resources to provide the things needed by the state government. Number one duty, I said, they protect the citizens against external attack. Two, they provide security agents or security through the use of who? The police, the Navy, the Army, and the Air Force. Number three, they provide adequate health care centers like the hospitals. Number four, they make laws that govern the society. Number five, they make use of the natural resources to reach out to the state government. Now, the problems of the federal government. The problems of the federal government. We have ethnic differences. What do you mean by ethnic differences? People, the Yoruba, the Hausas, the Igbos, the major ethnic group in Nigeria, and we are so diverse with languages, and there are a lot of differences that come out from that. A lot of problems. People feel inferior by saying, okay, because of we are not Igbos, we are not wanted. Do you understand? Because of we are not Yorubas, we are not known. Because of we are not Hausas, so you can't reach out to us. That is the problem they face. Number one, ethnic differences. Number two, insecurity. You see a lot of people, they experience problems due to insecurity. They don't have security agents to fight for them. They don't have security agents to defend them because maybe the way or the means to reach out to the people to protect them isn't there. So you see insecurity. Number four is unaccountability. They are not able to give account for the things they do. They can't be able to say, okay, I used 4 million naira to do the road, to do this and to do that. They might take 4 million naira and the next thing they'll tell you is they used 2 million naira. They are not accountable. Number four is corrupt leaders. We have corrupt leaders in the country, in the society today. They are not transparent. They are not able to defend and say this is what they actually did. They are not plain enough for people to see that this is what they do. Now, what are the solutions? The problems, number one, again, ethnic differences. 2, insecurity. 3, unaccountability. And 4, corrupt leader. Now, solutions to the problems. There's need to provide adequate security for the citizens. There must be provision of adequate security. 2, provision of funds to the state and local government. Provide funds for the people under them. Remember, we have 3 levels of government: the state, the federal government, the state, and the local government. So provide funds for them. The federal government it is their right, their duty to provide funds for the local government and the state government. Number 3, they should provide the basic amenities. What are those basic amenities? Good road, water supply, electricity, and the rest of that help people in the society. Number 4, there should be quality electricity supply, as I've said before, the basic amenities. Number 5, creation of jobs. We should create jobs for the youth. A lot of people, they don't have work. They are graduates, they've gone to the university, they are out and no job. So there should be creation of job for the youths. And number 6, they should pay worthy salary. Now, okay, if somebody works for you and they think you can just give the person who can little money, it is not good. So there should be worthy amounts of salary to the people working for you. Do you understand? So this brings us to the end of today's teaching and learning. I'll be giving you your homework to do, and I would like you to snap it and send it to me via the website platform. Okay? 1. Explain the meaning of federal government. 2. List the duties of federal government. What are their duties? And number 3. 2 problems facing the federal government are. What are the problems we said during the course of our teaching and learning? I'll see you in my next class. Please make sure you do your homework and submit to me for marking. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.